This thing is one seriously accurate rifle. Hi guys, this is RACKNLOAD and this is the FX Royale from Swedish manufacturer FX. And oh my god guys, seriously, this is so accurate, this rifle is. In fact, I'm going to show you a target or two, and the bad shots on here are me, not the gun, as always, pretty much. But seriously accurate guys. I mean, look at that. This was at 30 yards. Yeah, I know, a couple of crap ones, but you know, mostly one hole groups. Another one there. Don't look at that one. Not bad, not bad at all. It shoots better than I do, you know. It is super accurate. So before we get stuck into this review, I'll just read you the specs of this rifle. I'll refer to FX's fairly old brochure. This is quite an old one now. What year? It ain't got the year on it. I do need an updated one, to be honest, but this rifle is in here and I'll just show you. Right, the FX Royale. Okay, they do many different flavours of this rifle. You got the Royale 200, the Royale 400, which is this one, referring to the size of the bloody bottle, to be honest. Like I said, many different flavours of this rifle. The Royale 500, you got like the target versions, or yeah, Royale competition there, look. Very, very accurate rifles. But we've got the Royale 400 here. I'll just talk you through the specs. So, where do we begin? This thing is just, it's got loads on it. So, synthetic stock, as you can see. Like I said, I'll talk in real detail about all the specs on this, you know, close up as ever in a RACKNLOAD style, but just tell you about it. Okay, 400cc bottle on this rifle. The air cylinder is removable. This one is in 2.2 or 5.5mm, available in 177 as well. Let me go through it. Manual safety catch, shrouded muzzle. Entire length of this rifle is 1030mm. It's got a 500mm barrel on this rifle. Totally free floating as well. And when I say totally, a lot of manufacturers claim they have a free floating barrel, but then they go and put like a clip or something here, which kind of, I don't know, gets rid of the free floatingness, if that's a word, of the barrel. So, but on this gun there is nothing touching that rifle. That is totally free floating. But we'll talk more about that in a second. Where are we? Weight, synthetic one, this one is 2.9 kilograms. The walnut one is 3.1 kilograms. Okay, got a pressure regulator on it. Loads and loads of other stuff. But I don't want to sort of bore you with all that, because I'll put all the details and specs of this rifle in the details of this video anyway. So let's get stuck in. By the way, this is wearing a Hawk and it is a very, very cool scope. I'll tell you some more about that shortly. It's a Hawk Vantage, by the way. Very good scope. Right then, let's get stuck in with this review. So the stock, first of all, let's go from the butt end. Okay, now fairly hard rubber recoil pad or butt pad. I don't know, I think, to be honest, now I have got a few niggles with this rifle, as I'll sort of tell you as we go through it. One of my first little niggles is, I know recoil pads don't really do anything much on an air rifle, you know, because there's generally no sort of recoil anyway, but I just think this could be a bit nicer, especially when you're paying $1,000 for this rifle. You know, it just seems a bit I don't know, plain. They could have done something. They could have put a bit of texture on there or something. I don't know. It just, I don't know, it just don't look great to me. That is adjustable anyway, the recoil pad is. Now this is a right-handed rifle, as you can see. To be honest, FX, if you're watching, why don't you just make this thing ambi? If you're doing a synthetic one, just do a total ambidextrous one. Because us lefties moan about it. Moving along to the pistol grip. Now, obviously you can see it is a thumb hole stock. The actual pistol grip itself, I think, is, I don't know, a little bland. I mean, the texturing on there, it's not even sort of checkering or anything. I think they could have done a better job of that, to be honest. I don't know. That's just me moaning. Now, this is probably one of my biggest moans about this rifle. Now, oh, I'm just knocking my lights over as I spin the rifle round. This thumb hole, now it doesn't seem deep enough. When I say that, when you get your hand actually in the thumb hole, or your thumb through the thumb hole, it feels like your hand needs to be deeper into the stock. And when I say that, it feels like, if I can sort of demonstrate with my hand, pretend I've sort of got my hand in the thumb hole, it feels like the hand needs to be further sunk in. Do you know what I mean? This bit needs to be taken out more, because for me, and I've got average size hands, it just doesn't feel like my hand is all the way round into the stock. It feels like my thumb doesn't go all the way round onto that little thumb rest there, and it feels like I'm having to pull my trigger finger out to sort of get a good sort of, I don't know, pull on the trigger. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, guys. Pick one up, see what you think. When I picked this rifle up for this review a few weeks back, and I held it, that was the first thing I said. I was like, oh, I don't really like that thumb hole. It does not feel right. The guys in the shop where I had this thing on loan from, or have this thing on loan from, totally agreed with me. So that is something I need to address, really. It just basically needs some of that taken out, a little bit more, in my opinion, for average size hands. Anyway, moving along the rest of the stock. Sorry for boring you about that, but you know, I just need to get that off my chest. The rest of the stock is great. Nice, thick, chunky, durable, as you'd expect in any sort of synthetic stock. You've got FX's logo there on the fore end, and that acts as like your grip as well. Same sort of texturing as what's on the pistol grip. I'm not cool. I'm not cool with that, to be honest. I just think they could have made a bit better job than that. I don't know. But nevertheless, it's not bad. It's not bad. Underneath the fore end, you have the pressure gauge. Now, this is my suggestion to FX. Why don't you put like a little sliding door on that just to close it up? Because your filler nozzle, whatever you want to call it, is there. And obviously dirt, crap and everything can get in there. Why didn't they just fit like a little door that you can just slide shut? I think it'd be pretty easy to do. It'd be cool, you know, something you could just grab, slide it all the way shut. Jobs are good, and it protects all that, stops any crap getting in there, and you've only got to just slide it down just to have a quick look, see how much air you've got left in your rifle. I don't know. Bit of a suggestion to FX there. So that's another little gripe of mine. But this rifle does look cool. It is super accurate, super reliable. So I don't know, the scales sort of balance out, if you know what I mean. Now the Royale takes the 12-shot rotary magazines. These are the spring tension style ones. I'm not a great fan of these, to be honest. I love the reliability of them. I just think the loading of them is a bit of a pain in the backside. The way you have to do it, you know, you sort of have to crank the well, basically put one in sort of in reverse and twist it around and then put them all in. I don't know, it's fiddly, especially if you was out in the field. I know you'd have spare mags, you'd have them preloaded, but I just think they're a little bit fiddly. I am a big fan of just bog standard sort of you know, metal magazines that you just push all the pellets in and load them straight into the rifle. They are reliable, but like I said, a little bit fiddly for me. I'm not a great fan of them. You might like them, but don't know, bit of a pain for me. It does tell you how to load them, obviously, in the manual. If you've not seen these magazines, you'll see what I mean. You've got to kind of read the instructions when you first use these, else it'll take you ages to figure it out. So they're not the most simple of magazines, to be honest. You'll get used to them, but not my cup of tea, to be honest. Now, once you have loaded your magazines up and you've figured out how to do that, if you're new to these magazines, loading the rifle is pretty easy. Like most sort of rotary mag rifles, move the cocking arm or cocking handle all the way back, and then notice on this magazine here, if we can just get it in focus, this bit of a recess here, that basically, just grab the rifle, goes that way round, and you just push the mag in there. And be aware, get some high mounts for your scope, because if it's any lower than what this one is, you're going to struggle to get your magazine in. And then basically it won't close because there's no pellets in it. Close your cocking lever up and you're good to go. You've got as many shots, you've got 12 shots as fast as you can sort of load this rifle. 12 shots in 2.2, I think it's 14 shots in 1.77. So, you know, really good shot sort of capacity as far as mags go in a rifle like this. They do, and that's referred to the brochure, if you're into your sort of serious target shooting. Let's just find it. The FX Elite, which is pretty much the same rifle, but it's the single shot. So no magazine on that one, just single shot, load straight into the barrel. That's more of a, I don't know, what would you call it? Match accuracy, that's what it says here. You know, if you want to do some serious sort of target work, then probably the Elite is the one to go for, but single shot. But this thing, with its 12 shot in 2.2 or 14 shot in 1.77, perfect hunting rifle, absolutely perfect. Now the cocking lever itself is really nice. It feels nice and slender, but it feels really tough too and solid. To be honest, I'd like that a little bit bigger, especially if you're sort of wearing gloves, you know. It is all metal. That bit is coated with plastic, but it does feel tough. But I just like that handle just a little bit, I don't know, longer maybe, like on the old FXs. That'd be pretty cool. But, you know, tough linkages there, if you look close. Built to last. I think you'd really struggle to break one of these unless you was doing some rapid fire shooting and you was really sort of cranking it to load it. But, you know, I think you'll be fairly problem free with that cocking lever, to be honest. Now while we have got it cocked, let's try the trigger and give it a pull. Now before we do, I'll just show you the trigger. The trigger on this thing is amazing. Straight out of the box, absolutely amazing. I love it. Fully adjustable, the trigger is. 2-stage. Really nice. Just fire this in a safe direction. Oh, that is glorious, that trigger is. Let's give it a pull on the scale. So let's give this thing a pull then. This is straight out of the box. I've not done anything with this trigger. 12.5 ounces. That is seriously light. Seriously light. Let's give it another one. Ooh, a little bit over there. Don't know whether my scale's playing up. But anyway, super light trigger. Let's give it best of 3. Yeah, 15.5 ounces there. Real light trigger, and oh god, it is one of the best triggers on a rifle straight out of the box, in my opinion. But real nice trigger. And then sort of going on from the trigger, the actual trigger guard is all fully sort of integrated into this synthetic stock. Super tough. Loads of room there for a gloved finger. You won't have any problem using this rifle in the winter when you got your gloves on. Safety catch is located here. Manual safety catch. So no automatic safety catch on this rifle. I'm not a big fan of auto safety catches, to be honest. But this thing is not bad. It is metal. Quite nice. Now I did mention the barrel earlier. 500mm long barrel. And you've got this silencer on the end of it, or moderator. Very effective. And that is a total free floating barrel. Not touching anything there, no clips or anything. Totally free floating, and like all new FXs, this is the smooth twist style barrel, which basically means totally smooth bore all the way along the barrel up until the last few inches where there's rifling, which basically puts a spin on the pellet to sort of stabilize it as it sort of travels to its target. So smooth bore, and then a bit of rifling just at the end, just to put some spin on that lead as it goes out the barrel. Really cool. Quite interesting, really. I mean, I wonder if other manufacturers will adopt that sort of thing. Interesting. I wonder if it'd work in a firearm, to be honest. Don't know. It kind of makes you wonder if a projectile is running down a smooth barrel. As soon as it hits the rifling, would that rifling kind of slow it down a little bit? I'm not sure. Interesting, nevertheless, but accuracy, super accurate. I mean, you know, the targets I showed you earlier, the flyers were me, not the rifle. The rifle is bang on, absolutely bang on. But that's your barrel, and that's your quite a long silencer or moderator on the end of it. Very effective. I mean, you won't really appreciate it here. I mean, there's no pellet going down the barrel, but I'll dry fire it. I mean, it is really quiet, really quiet. And like on all modern FXs, you've got the power settings as well, so you can adjust the power with this little wheel, and that will adjust your power to sort of intermediate, so to speak, and low power. So depending sort of where you're shooting, if you're sort of in a barn or something like that, then that's cool. If you need to just drop the power down for whatever reason, mainly hunting I suppose, that's pretty cool. But I done my sort of testing with this with it on full power, UK legal limit, sort of just under 12 foot-pounds. I didn't actually chrono this one. I don't tend to chrono high-end guns like this, especially pre-charged. You know, they're going to be running pretty much, you know, good out the box anyway. But that's your 3 different power settings. I think in a previous video where I was testing an FX, I did sort of show the difference on the chrono of those 3 power settings. You'll just have to refer back to that. But good feature. You've got plenty of room to mount your optics on this rifle. There is plenty of dovetail rail on there, so you'll have no problem setting up your scope to get the perfect eye relief. And while we're talking about optics, or sort of on the subject, This is the Hawk Vantage IR Plus, and I thought it was a great combination with this FX Royale. Real nice little scope. No bells and whistles really on this scope, you know, it's pretty robust, do the job sort of scope. This is one of the new range that Hawk do. I'll show you in a bit more detail. Let's just grab Hawk's brochure. This is the new 2015 catalogue, and this is the Vantage. Just tells you all the bits and pieces about this. I'm not sort of going to read it all out to you, but basically a good sort of all-round scope with sort of no frills. Really cool scope. I love it. I do love these Hawk scopes, especially for what you pay for them. They really are excellent value for money. And now I'm not sponsored, I haven't been paid to tell you that, but I just love them. I really do love these scopes. This just shows you all the different ones they do. I'm not going to go into sort of major detail. Just shows you some of the reticles there. So great scope though. And I am just a big fan of Hawk anyway. I'll show you the box. It's the box you get. I'll read you the full specs of this one. So, read it for yourself. Really nice scope though, seriously is. I mean, I'll read the bit out on the back. Red, green illumination with 5 levels of brightness. Fully multi-coated optics provide maximum clarity. Quarter MOA fingertip turrets, I'll show you them in a second for easy adjustment. 1-inch durable matte black chassis. Fast focus eyeball and high torque zoom ring. And this is a bit that I like, supplied with the mounts already fitted. Now, a lot of manufacturers seem to be going that way. Up to you whether you want to use their mounts, but for me, absolute bonus. You know, you take the scope out of the box, bang it on your rifle, you're good to go as far as I'm concerned. Waterproof, shockproof, fogproof. You've got Hawk's worldwide warranty as well, so it says there. I'll show you the actual turrets themselves. There you go, sort of no frills, just dead easy to adjust this scope. Same with the windage turret as well. And there's your red and green illumination control, if that's what you want to call it. But bang on scope, absolutely bang on. Parallax adjustable down to 10 yards, I think this one is. Sorry, 15 yards, and then all the way to infinity. And nice sort of grip on there. Same with the zoom. I haven't actually told you the specs of this scope. It is 6-24, by the way, times 50. Sorry, I should have sort of told you that at the start. But yeah, a cool scope, real good combination with this rifle. Looks good, performs good. Pretty cool. Now, FX's manual is absolutely brilliant, although it is basically a universal manual for all of their models really, but lovely and clear. Tell you everything you need to know. You know, obviously it's got all your warnings, all your safety do's and don'ts. Excellent photographs. They're my favourite type of magazine. I did sort of mention that earlier. Not keen on the ones that these take, but anyway, that's another story. But yeah, just a great manual, clear photographs, well worded, and like I said, it does cover all of their models. tells you everything, how to adjust the trigger, everything you need to know. Gives you all your troubleshooting bits and pieces here. You know, you'll pretty much find the cause of any problem that you get with this rifle if you refer to these tables here. Gives you some maintenance do's and don'ts and a bit of a guide, and then you've got a load of accessories that you can have a look at there. So absolutely 10 points FX for the manual. Anyway guys, that is it. A superb rifle this FX Royale is. I mean, you've got to love FX really. I mean, the stuff that they do. Let's just quickly show you through their manual. I mean, the variety of stuff that they do, and I am going to try and get some different FXs to review, guys. I mean, I've done one or two already. I'm going to seriously try and get my hands on some of the other models and get them reviewed for you. I'll do my best anyway, but I think I can get hold of a T12 next. I'll keep you posted on that one. Stay tuned. But totally love these. I love the FXs. I love the reliability. I love the look of them. Just great guns. Yeah, they have their niggles, you know, as in my preference. Just little things that bug me, but you've got to love them. You've seriously got to love them, and just super accurate. Anyway guys, before I go, I will just mention that I was using Field Target Trophy. I found them to work really well with this rifle. I mean, you know, for me, I know you guys will no doubt will do way better than me, but for me, I was happy with those groups. Not necessarily that one. Don't know what happened there or there, but you know, I'm especially happy with that one. But anyway guys, that is it. That is your rack and load review of the FX Royale. As ever, thanks for watching. That's Rack and Load. See ya.